how much money are the Yankees going to spend this offseason? It's a question that is almost impossible to give an exact number to, just because the Yankees don't really announce, oh, we're going to spend this much dollar to the cent this offseason. But looking at the luxury tax and some comments from the Yankees, I think we can get a pretty good estimate on how much money the Yankees can spend this offseason. So let's get right into this. Now, the biggest factor, or the biggest thing that's going to determine how much the Yankees spend is the luxury tax. So the luxury tax is a threshold, and once a team gets over that threshold, they have to start paying a tax on that money that they spend and give that money to other teams. Now, the thresholds get exponentially more expensive, so as you spend more money above the luxury tax, it gets even more expensive. So the Yankees are going to likely be over the luxury tax for the second year in a row, which means all of their money, over $233 million, will be taxed at 30%. All money over $253 million will be taxed at 42%, and the big one is all money at $273 million and above is taxed at 75%, plus the removal of your first-round pick, pretty much. If you're over $273 million, your first-round draft pick gets moved back 10 spots. So for the Yankees, it would pretty much just be like having two second-round picks then, because they would have no first-round draft pick. So I think that the Yankees are going to keep under that $273 million luxury tax. We saw them do that last year, and based on the comments that we've gotten from House Steinbrenner about how much he's going to spend, it appears that the Yankees are going to be going over the luxury tax. If they're going over it, I think they're likely going to go over that second tier of the $253 million, but they will stop before going over to the $273 million. So that's our benchmark. $273 million is how much the Yankees can spend. But now we have to look at the current payroll. And so with the current contracts that are on the team, Garrett Cole, Giancarlo Stanton, every single player, arbitration eligible, all that, around how much is it going to add up to? That answer is about $218 million. So a good bit under that $273 million mark. And that 218 is if the Yankees sign no free agents right now. That is, if they, after signing Anthony Rizzo, they say, we're done, then the payroll would be around $218 million. But let's say Aaron Judge signs with the Yankees. I think it's likely going to happen. And let's say he costs $40 million per year. A little bit high, some people might say, because I've seen some estimates going as low as $35 million. But hey, it's better to overshoot here than undershoot. So let's say it's $40 million per season. Then the Yankees' payroll would be at around $258 million. $15 million under the $273 million threshold. That's not a ton of money, especially when you consider the Yankees need to sign a left fielder, add another starter, improve at third base. That improve at third base is where we get into the kind of fun bits here. If the Yankees manage to dump some contracts, such as Josh Donaldson and Aaron Hicks's contracts, all of a sudden that frees up a ton of money. Because Donaldson's getting paid $25 million, Hicks is getting paid $10 million. If you can even cut half of that, so let's say the Yankees cut about $18 million, then their payroll after signing Judge would sit around $240 million, and they would have $33 million to spend until they reach that luxury tax threshold of $273 million. So I think the Yankees have a lot of flexibility here. Obviously, they could go over this $273 million. I just don't think they're going to, which is why I think this is how much the Yankees are willing to spend here. But Tell me what you think in the comments. With the money the Yankees have to spend this offseason, what moves should they make?